Madam Clerk, we're not starting off. We're just starting off as a study session. I know that we have one attendee with us today who will be at least, we're going to give him about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, come present. And then I believe there's one more on the agenda as well that's going to get up and speak, and we'll give them 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to ask the council to just please hold off on their questions until the very end. And we will go from there. I believe Mr. Hamoud and Daklala firm is going to be the first one here. You all should have the resumes. I know Councilman Tom Wanso requested it beforehand. What's that? Yep, and everybody should have a copy on their desk as well. So this is not a meeting. This is a study session, so we're not calling anything to order at the current time. Would you guys please make your debut? Introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Counsel Daklala. I'm a partner at Hamoud Daklala.
Eat the mic for us, please.
I'm sorry?
Eat the mic so that we can hear your voice.
Yeah, I'm going to eat the mic?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see if I could eat the mic, but I don't think that's going to amplify my voice. You're going to hear the digestion of the mic if I did that.
Nice.
So speak loudly into the mic is what you mean?
Yeah. There you go. That's the lawyer in you.
Got it. So again, my name is Qasim Daklala. I'm an attorney. I'm a partner at Hamoud Daklala and Associates in the city of Dearborn. And with me is attorney Tariq Turfi, who's an attorney with us at the firm. And we are here pursuant to an application that we submitted to the council. My understanding is that the council is in need of certain legal services. And we're here to present the firm and really answer any questions that you may have relating to either the services or the firm or really whatever you wanted to ask.
Are you ready for questions? I
think fielding questions would make sense. Otherwise, I'd just be here making what equates to a pitch about the firm. And I think the written materials already covered a lot of that.
Okay.
Council Chair?
Yes, Councilman.
Maybe they can just tell us a little bit about themselves, how long they've been practicing and that type of thing, just a suggestion.
Sure. I think, Mr. Turfi can speak for himself relating to his experience, but speaking for myself, I've been an attorney for over 16 years now. I was licensed to practice law in the state of Michigan in November of 2007. I'm a Wayne State law grad, and throughout my career, my focus has been really on matters relating to complex litigation, but also on advising institutional clients. For instance, we've had clients over the years that are multinational corporations with complex governing bodies and sophisticated structures as to decision-making centers and a multitude of issues that they may deal with. Business lawyers are generally what our firm is about, but I don't know if that necessarily captures the types of issues that we've handled over 16 years. One of my partners, my partner, Ali Hamoud, who some of you may know, is currently a magistrate with the city of Dearborn, and he's got a considerable amount of experience with the various machinations of municipal government, and so my career has been very varied. If there's any questions about particular areas of interest, I'd be happy to answer that. But I'm going to turn it over to Tariq for a bit.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And for introduction, Tariq Turfi. I'm a resident of Dearborn Heights on Charlesworth Street. I was licensed to practice law in the state of Michigan in 2019, so this is starting, I guess, year 5 of my practice. Early on in my career, I practiced at a firm in Detroit. In my practice group, we specialized in the municipal practice, so representing cities up and down the downriver corridor, and then also up in southern Oakland County. And I do have some experience with litigation with respect to the municipal practice, dealing with class action lawsuits, defending various cities and city bodies with respect to employment claims, flood claims, city services claims, and infrastructure claims. And that experience, in addition to the general litigation experience that our firm has in both the state and federal courts in the state of Michigan, is something that we are proud to present to the City Council. And hopefully, if the needs of the City Council match what our services are, we'd love to be of service to the city in any capacity that is required. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turfy. Mike, I have a couple of questions, if you guys don't mind. My first question is, have you at any point ever represented anybody or anything in the city of Dearborn Heights that's employed here in the city of Dearborn Heights? I just want to ensure that there isn't a conflict of interest. So are you currently, my question should be, are you currently representing any staff member or anyone here in the city of Dearborn Heights? Currently?
No, we don't have any current representatives of the city of Dearborn Heights as clients.
Okay, that was my concern. And then my second question is, in reality, let me just kind of broaden this up to you guys and what this body is looking for. The councilman put a resolution requesting for a special counsel. So if we need an opinion, or if we need, resources on or direction and which way to, support, or if there was something that was brought to us and we don't have, a definitive answer from our corporation counsel, we would like it to bring it to special counsel. And we would hope that the special counsel would be representing the council body and only the council body. This is not representing the entire city of Dearborn Heights, but this would be the 7 body members up here is who they would be technically, and it would be on special matters only. We wouldn't request you guys to sit up here and, ask us a question. If we had something, we would email you and then, so forth. There would be direction of going through the chair. I believe that's, our former councilwoman had it set up that way as well. Is that correct, Denise?
Yes.
Yes. So that's, ultimately how things would move in operation if today we were to find another thing. My second question to you guys, actually, I'll save my second question. I'll let somebody else here on council continue. Do we have any other questions?
Thank you for coming, gentlemen, and Councilman, I don't know if you remember me, but
I remember you, Bob.
McDonald's class action.
Yeah, I remember more than that, but I remember you, Bob.
Can you believe that building's closed and they're gonna tear it down, the Village Plaza building?
Nothing is constant except change.
That's right. But no, I know, Mr. Declaw is a very, determined, excellent, experienced litigator.
Well, thank you.
And Mr. Turfy, also, and Mr. Turfy's, a resident of Dearborn Heights. So, glad you both could be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council Chair.
Yes, Councilman.
Thank you, sir. Going through your resume, something attracted my attention. It says, paragraph number 3, it says, protect the separation of powers. Can you talk more about it? When
Yeah,
it comes between the legislative body and administration, how are you able to protect the separation of powers?
Sorry, you want to field that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the council seeking representation is something where the council, as a legislative body, needs attorney representation either in the issuance of legal memorandum and opinions on the charter or in litigation in court that will uphold the decision-making power of the council. The council is the legislative arm. We have our famous three-system branch of government with the legislative branch, the executive branch, and then the judicial branch. The legislative branch has its stated goals and its duties to vote and represent the people in matters that come before the legislative body. And if any of those decisions need to be protected or upheld or otherwise enforced, that's where litigation would come in, and that's where having a team of attorneys that are conscious about that legislative power would come in to help the city.
Thank you, Mr. Turfy. Again, you guys are addressing us and addressing all the residents of Dearborn Heights. So my question was just explaining to everybody in Dearborn Heights
Sure.
exactly what we're doing today here. Thank you, sir.
Do I have
Thank you,
any other
Council Chair.
questions?
I do, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Thank you guys for coming. My question is if we throw an item at you guys, is it something that you can jump on right away with your firm? Are you guys accessible
It's firm policy to be responsive to clients. Ultimately, we work for the clients.
Mike, please speak into the mic.
Yeah, let me eat the mic. So we work for the clients. We understand that. We don't lose sight of that. So it's firm policy to be prompt and responsive to clients when they have inquiries. As a matter of policy, we state in every engagement agreement that we have with every client that if you contact us for a quick update on what's going on in your case, we never charge you for that. Just because we believe that the attorney-client relationship should be one where people don't hesitate to call their lawyer. So just as a matter of general policy, we are accessible and very responsive. It's kind of mixed into part of what we do as lawyers at the firm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, any other questions?
I'm sorry, Councilor Chair, one more. Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Councilman.
Thank you. How are we going to determine the rates? Is it once we pick a firm, the rates and the policy of charging be established? Or, I mean, every phone call going to be charged, any text message? How are we going to establish a rate system?
That's a great question. Are you guys, to the respected attorneys with us, I want you to know that we also are budgeting, and we've also passed a resolution, I believe, to not exceed, was it 175 an hour?
Yes. I believe that's the current rate.
I think it was a little more than that.
I think it was 175.
175.
I believe, but hypothetically speaking, it is 175, but I believe if you hear what the councilman just said, like if you needed a reason to speak with counsel, legal, or you needed legal representation, they weren't going to charge you to pick up the phone to call their attorneys. Is that correct?
That's right. That's how we do things.
Yeah, so like if you need to pick up the phone and have a conversation with them, he just said he wasn't going to charge you for that. But if we need an opinion letter, we need to be represented, litigated, that's where I think, but if we're calling them every hour, I'm sure that's where it's like, all right, guys, this is becoming a little excessive.
Well, the actual language is we don't charge for quick updates to you about what's going on in the status of the case. But if you ask a question that requires 5 hours of research, you're obviously going to be charged for the time that it takes to do that.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, that's the part of the legal profession that I don't like. That's the part where you have to talk about money. Unfortunately, this is how we make a living. And that's the one thing that gets in the way of the otherwise harmonious attorney-client relationship.
Okay, so that'll be all those specifics will be determined at a later date.
I mean, generally what we would do is we would send an engagement agreement if the decision is to hire the firm, and then I'm assuming that'll be a separate item for the consideration of the council, whether to approve that engagement.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? I
Council
know
Chair.
Councilman Ahmad. And then we had Councilman Constant after, right?
I just, what their hourly rate would be, but I suppose that's to be determined.
Yeah.
Mr. Dakhlala, I see here that you guys, there's 5 lawyers in the firm, but is it going to be dealing with you guys, or like who's going to be the assigned attorney?
So generally, Tariq and I would probably be the main points of contact.
Okay.
But we have the capacity, if it ever called for it, to have other people involved in a particular matter.
Is this also stated here, Fadwa Hamoud, Chief Deputy Attorney General of Michigan? She's also licensed with you guys?
No, she's not. She was
Oh,
listed
okay, that's her
as a-
reference.
as
I'm
a
sorry.
reference in the references section,
Okay.
along with some other people.
Yes, okay, awesome.
That's Ollie's wife.
All right, do we have any other questions for our honorable attorneys who are here with us today? Once, twice? Gentlemen, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
If you guys will just be seated, we're also going to hear out from one more candidate.
All right, well, thank you, appreciate
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
Gary Mayatki. I think you're used to hearing me say Plainfield Street, Dearborn Heights.
Start us time, please.
I'm sorry? Oh, start my time, yes. Thank you. I've already provided the resume, and I
We
thank
got it
you for
from
your
us.
consideration, and it's good to know that I'm in the company of these gentlemen here, who I have a great deal of respect for. So I think I just want to point out a few things here. One, I would note that in terms of an hourly rate, I would propose $200 per hour, just given the nature of the engagement. I would bill like I've always billed, 0.1 hours, 0.25 hours. A lot of times not charging for time, all depending. I see this engagement, if I'm honored with your choice, to be one that has to be limited under Section 5.13 of the city charter in terms of special legal counsel. And that is with the idea that the special legal counsel assists the corporation counsel. And when it says assists, that doesn't necessarily mean that either takes direction or otherwise, because that section of the charter, that subsection of the charter, basically says that the mayor or council may retain special legal counsel. And that basically means that the person who would be assisting you in that regard can be chosen either one because you feel like you are not receiving appropriate advice from the corporation counsel, or may not receive appropriate advice from the corporation counsel because of the nature of the matter that's involved. And we've had experience with that in the past. Basically where the council wanted to have a second opinion and felt that, for example, Gary, you're too close to the mayor, so we will end up going to special legal counsel. And that would be what I would imagine happening here, plus assisting on potentially day-to-day communications with the corporation counsel, the administration. We all know that the relationship is not exactly positive between the council and the administration in some ways, or the mayor. As a matter of fact, as I was walking in the hallway, the mayor made a comment which was not a very positive comment, and I will not share here, but I think it was supposed to be in reference to the city council. So I think that I would be able to best assist you with respect to that. I'd be honored if you chose me. And if you have any specific questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to open it up to questions now. Gary, I do have a quick question.
Sure.
I'm sorry that you had to experience that out in the hallway earlier as you walked in, but we're gonna ignore the noise, right?
Right.
With your respected self, I know you've represented the city for a little over 30-plus years.
Yes.
A lot longer than I've been born.
You're making me feel old. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, your hairline still looks good, so I know you don't have any Arab genes in you. You and Councilman Ahmad.
I don't think I'll ever match that beard, though.
No, I don't think
No,
you will
no.
either. But my question is to you, are you currently representing any, would you, if you were able to take on this role, would there be a reason why you wouldn't be able to represent this council because you have interest in, let's just say, the administration or somebody else within the city hall?
I do not represent anyone who is currently in city government. However, I must say, if I have consulted with people, there's a possibility that there would end up being a conflict based on me having information from otherwise, namely if it's, say, an employment matter came up like that. But I am not representing anyone, and I basically have let people know that until this issue is decided, I would not be able to consult with anyone with respect to matters.
Thank you. Any other questions from any council members?
Council Chair?
Councilman Ahmad.
Thank you, Council Chair. Mr. Yaki, is you being a corp counsel in the past, would that create any conflict of interest right now?
No, because my representation was always of the city. And I don't see anything that I would be doing for you to cause any sort of a conflict with respect to that. As a matter of fact, I would think that it would be very consistent. Further, I think there would be other things that I would be able to assist you with in terms of information that I know that you as the council body would be able to take advantage of because you as the council body waive any conflict of interest. So if you needed to know something that ended up taking place in any past administration that I'm aware of, you could turn to me and use me as a resource for that purpose.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anybody on council? Nobody? Well, that is great, Gary. Seems like everybody already had,
They either don't want me or
We know.
they like me here. So hopefully
thank you.
so thank you.
You know, if you want to put some closing remarks, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think I'm good for
Yeah,
now.
I
Thank
think you're
you.
gonna be fine. Thank you. Amongst this council, would you guys like to have any discussion before we move into a, special meeting?
Council Chair?
Councilman Constant?
Yeah, we might have an offline discussion, you know, I'll just give you some background and how I see the whole thing and everything. But,
Okay.
you're
Hang on.
convening-
We're gonna use this.
It does not qualify for closed meeting.
What's up, Ange?
You can't.
Hello?
You talking closed session? Is he referring to a closed session?
No, just
Oh, no, okay.
Oh, Councilman, you gotta turn on your mic.
And maybe lower.
it's on.
Lower it down so it's pointing towards you.
There you go.
Up there it is.
Off of mic.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go into a closed session.
No, this does not qualify for
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I think he's saying like talk. So, I mean, Councilman, when we get to the, part to, you know, to make a vote, I believe that's 9A, we can open that up for discussions and we can go from there. Councilwoman, do you have anything?
No, no.
Councilman, do you have anything?
I've read the backup
Councilman?
material.
I just want to thank both, all the gentlemen for coming here today. Do appreciate your time and hopefully we can come with a good vote later on.
Awesome. Councilman Malowski Maxwell, anything?
No?
Councilman Wenzel?
I wish we would've got the resumes a little earlier than right now. I'm trying to go over them real quick here. But, as far as that, other than that, no.
All right. Thank you, Councilman. I'm gonna give, are we gonna do public comments during the study session? Awesome. Public comments.
When?
You gotta turn down the heat. See, I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
know,
get
yeah.
mine was dead. I didn't have a cord with me.
All right.
I don't get my email.
Please state your name, the city you reside in, and your street address without the numbers. Start the time.
You guys are good, right? Okay. Rachel LaPointe, Merrick Street, Dearborn Heights. I had a question. Both options are great. I think either way, you're gonna make a good choice. My only concern is, I believe, Mr. Turfy, if he's related to Judge Turfy, I am a little concerned that that could be a violation of our anti-nepotism part of the charter.
Yeah.
Since Judge Turfy's an elected official, and then the charter has it's pretty broad, like how far it goes. It's not super broad, but like children, parents, all that kind of stuff. So that would be my only concern. And if you wanted to move forward with that firm, I would just suggest maybe like figuring out some way that like you could kind of separate things out so that there's not even a bit of appearance of a conflict. And that's to protect everybody, right? Like and considering like the reason we need special legal counsel is because there's so much, differing opinions on how things are interpreted in the charter and stuff. I think that really kind of sticking to both the spirit and the letter of the charter and the rules and things like that, that's going to really, it gives you guys the credibility, and it's good for the transparency and accountability side of things. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything? Would you like to respond? You're more than welcome to if you'd like. Want to go up? Or Mr. Turfy, it don't matter.
So, the young lady brings up a good point. Anti-nepotism is extremely important. And I would just like to say to the council, if in any way, even like a fraction of a percent, any type of considerations other than what's in the best interest of the council factors into the decision, then don't choose us. But beyond that, we've looked into this. I mean, it's no secret that Mr. Turfy is Judge Turfy's son. Plainly stated, there isn't a conflict based upon the language of the charter or any of the applicable rules that would prevent this particular role. But in addition to that, obviously, and it's in the highly unlikely situation that there would ever be a matter that would implicate in any way Judge Turfy as a subject of inquiry for us, then the simple solution to something like that would be to screen Mr. Turfy from such an inquiry. I mean, law firms have conflicts that come up all the time. And it's extremely unlikely that such a situation would arise here, but if it did, there's a well-known remedy for that.
Thank you.
Council Chair?
Yes, Councilman.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the city's the control unit.
Sorry, should I stay up here?
What?
Is there a question that's going to be directed to me?
No, he's agreeing with you.
Okay, should I sit down?
Well,
can
you
stay
can
up.
just hear it maybe and comment on it. But yeah, so the city is the control unit, but the judges are paid by the state, and they're really a separate branch of government, so I don't foresee any. So for example, in Lincoln Park, Judge David Zelnick, his brother, Ed Zelnick, is the prosecutor. So for criminal matters, for a long time, Judge Zelnick only heard civil cases, and there's, ways around that. It's not uncommon, but
Okay.
I don't foresee any kind of a conflict at all.
Okay. Thank you. You can be seated.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else in the audience or anyone on Zoom? Madam Clerk, do you see anyone on Zoom?
No one has their answers.
Okay.